Hi everybody, welcome to Eclectric Reviews. Yes, I'm back for another review. Things that people are clamouring for. We want reviews! Nobody. But I don't care. I do them anyway because, hey, I like listening to whole albums and getting the SP on them and telling you what I think about them and you going like, no. This is Northward. Wow, it's a new release. Normally it's like it's been out for a few months, or I'm going for things in my back catalogue that have been out for decades, or, well, I think most of the stuff I've talked about has been recent, but my plan is to do loads of other stuff, but you know, plans and time. Anyhow, Northward. Got my handy little notepad here so I can remember what the hell I wanted to say. Although I still do it off the cuff, it's just I jot down a few things and I just go like, oh! That's how it goes. Basically, they released, I think it was only on Friday, just gone. But as I'm doing this on Friday, it was a date ago. A Friday ago, though. Because this will be out Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, sometime. So it's not the Friday that's just gone when you're watching this. It's the Friday before the Friday that's just gone. Unless you're watching this later, in which case it's the Friday before the Friday before the Friday that you've... Yeah, you get the gist. Anyhow, Northward. Basically, this is the brainchild. People like to say brainchild. I like to say brainchild. Brainchild of Jansen, she of Nightwish, and many other acts' fame, as on vocals, of course, and pardon my pronunciation, Jörn Viggo Lofstad of Pagan's Mind. Pagan's Mind, never heard of them. Never heard of them, let alone anything by them, so, you know, that was interesting to hear what he sounded like. His guitar playing is whoa. And this project between the two, apparently it's been 10 years in the making. Either they've been writing stuff together here and there over 10 years, or most of this stuff was written maybe 10 years ago. They've only just got around to actually doing it. And what this album is hard rock, is heavy rock, with little bits of progressive and sleaze and doom, and they've just sort of gone like, we're doing a rock album, a hard rock album, but we'll just take elements from all the different places that we can to mix it as a whole. So every single song pretty much is different. The thing about this is, though, they all sound similar in the sense that Flo Jansen's vocals are in it, of course, so there's that to latch onto, and Jörn's guitar playing is well noticeable. He's got a harsh razor type of sound of guitar. The strings basically sound like they're bleeding as he plays them, and that seems to follow throughout most of the songs. So it's always, yep, they've got a signature sound already. So that's a very good start. Because some bands start off and, you know, they seem to be higgledy-piggledy here and there sometimes when they start. Not all of them, of course. But these guys have got a set dynamic to their sound. Overall, this album is a good, solid, heavy rock album, good modern heavy rock album now. A lot of people aren't really doing anymore. But it does have its downers, but it has plenty of uppers. So, let's get into the track list, shall we? The opening 3 tracks I've done reactions to. While I've Died, Get What You Give, Storm in a Glass. Storm in a Glass was only just came out. It basically came out when the album came out. And of those 3 tracks, While I've Died and Storm in a Glass are my favourite 2. I didn't get What You Give, didn't like it as much. I think some people said it was a bit of Skunk and Nancy, if you've heard of those. I've heard a couple of songs, I can see it. While Storm in a Glass, for me, has a little bit of heart to it. If you ever listen to any Heart music, just a heavier version. And While I've Died is a solid rocker with a blistering solo. It's a great start to the album. It's interesting that at the start of the album, the first 3 songs are the 3 songs they released, and they released them in that order. I don't know if anybody's done that before. You'll probably be able to tell me in the comments that, oh, there's this album that was released and they released the first 3 songs in that order. So normally if a band does that, either they go, you know what, the rest of this album ain't so great, but we top heavy it with the songs that we've released first and people love them, they'll go out and buy it, and then they'll be like, oh, the rest of the album. Or they're so confident in the quality of the rest of their stuff that the 3 promotional songs first, and you will just keep going on because it's awesome. Thing about it is, the first 3 songs, pretty damn good, as you say. Guess what you give? Didn't like it as much. But the 4th song that comes up, Drifting Islands, is pretty damn awesome. I think it's the heaviest one on the album in terms of sonics. And it features Floor Jansen's sister, is it? Irene, I don't know how you pronounce it in Dutch. We would pronounce it Irene. So I'll call it Irene until somebody goes, and it's pretty decent. It's very decent vocals from Irene as well. She's got a deeper timbre to her voice, I think, than Floor, because you can tell the difference, but you can tell the difference between their voices, and her voice is great. Her voice is really good. Drifting Islands, I would say, overall, is my favourite song on the whole album. It comes up as number 4. And already, bang, that's my favourite song. It's heavy, it's got a blistering solo in it, it's got great duetting going on in the vocal department. It's just all round solid stuff. So what a great start to an album. But then it is a great album. There's other songs I like on there. Time Bomb, explosive opening, then sudden melodies hit into you. It's gentle and heavy at the same time. I would class it as an epic melodic rocker. It's really, really classy. Then we have In Need, which I would sort of class as a little bit country, a little bit country fried, southern rock. Just a little bit. There's elements of Joan Jett in the style. If you never listen to that sort of thing, you listen to more modern bands from America and stuff. If you've heard any Pretty Reckless, it has a little bit of Pretty Reckless style in there. I don't say it sounds like Joan Jett, I'm not saying it sounds like Pretty Reckless. I'm saying there are elements to that song that you go, oh, similar. And I like that a lot. I like that song a lot. And the final song on the album is Northward. So, Northwards. What can I say about that? At first I was thinking, it's the longest song, it's okay, but it grows, it's build. It's a builder, it's a grower. I've heard it a few times now, and it's definitely a grower. It basically is an epic ending to the album. In fact, this song fades out at the end, and as I was listening to it the first time I thought, you know what, I don't really like fade out that much. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I think on this track, the way it's building, the way it's growing, and the way this album's been, if it fades out, that will be the perfect ending. And you know what? They ended it perfectly. I was like, whoa, fantastic. And this is the only song to actually do a fade out. And this is a song that you can notice a lot more of the progressive idea, you know, prog rock sort of ideas in there. There aren't many of them, but they're there scattered throughout the song, and there's little bits here and there of the other songs as well. A couple of other things to mention. Bridal Passion is an acoustic song. It's nice. For me, it's superfluous. It's not really needed. But if you play the album through, you'd play it. I don't think you'd go to put that album on just to listen to that song, though. It's just nice. It doesn't really stand out at all, but it's just nice. It's a nice break if you're listening to the whole album. But as a dip in and outer sort of thing. If you like put the album on for a couple of songs, I don't think Bridal Passion would be one that you would do it for. Other than that, there's also Paragon. Now I would say Paragon is a song you could drop. I could drop it out of the album quite happily, and you know, just forget about it. The ending, the last few seconds of Paragon, really good, really good. But the rest of the song is a bit. I've heard it all before. It doesn't really add anything for me. It's just one of those things. And the other song, which I don't really like very much, is Big Boy. That's a sleazy, rock and roll, greasy rock kind of song. You know, it's almost like a tribute to the 80s hair metal style, you know, rock type metal bands, you know, the Motley Crue's out there and things like that. I think it has a stronger sound than those. I would say more like Slave to the Grind era Skid Row, when Skid Row got heavy, because that's the only album I liked by Skid Row, because it was heavy and stronger, and this is sort of similar to that in many ways. Yes, it's still got Floor's voice in there, which elevates it to a different kind of style, overarching it anyway. But other than that, it is still a greasy rock and roll kind of song, and I don't like it that much. But anyway, out of the whole album, 2 songs don't really do it for me that much. Well, and of course we've got Bridal Passion, which is like, don't bother with it for me. But the rest of the album, there's some fantastic elements to it. Rip-snorting solos, razor-sharp guitar playing, fantastic vocals, of course. Elements of symphonic in there, elements of progression in there, like I say. You don't know what you're going to get each song that comes up. And like I say, I think that makes the songs that I felt disappointed with more disappointing than they would otherwise have been, compared to the really terrific songs that I adore in it. So, all in all, fantastic, solid, heavy rock album that I don't feel being made as much anymore. And I would say, if you want something different in your locker these days, if you've got a lot of symphonic, a lot of progressive, and a lot of metal in there, and you want something that has a bit more melody and tune and a bit more straightforwardness to it, then you can't go far wrong with the Northward's album, especially if you're a Floor Jansen fan anyway. I would give this album a 7.5, I think. Yeah, that sounds a bit harsh compared to the last album I did. But it's because of a couple of songs that disappointed me more than they should have done. And like I say, I think they're disappointed me more because this album is really bloody good, and these ones just dragged it down slightly. But this is a stunning album overall. It's just those ones, if it had been a shorter album, I would say without those tracks, it's an 8 or a 9. With those, it's a 7.5. Brilliant album, great fun, solid rocker. If you're expecting complexity, there isn't really that much. If you're expecting something to drill for your brain with solid melodic rock sounds, this is what you're going to get. Give Northward a chance. I'm out of here. Bye.